wasn't just for Caitlin, but you asked me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that that player set it.
Okay. When an Indiana Fever executive made a bold admission, the entire WNBA was left in shock. No one saw it coming, but somehow, it put Caitlin Clark's teammate in a very awkward spot and even dragged Sheryl Swoopes into the mix. So what exactly was said? Why is Swoopes caught in the middle of this? And how will it impact Clark's squad going forward? Let's break it all down and get to the bottom of this unexpected drama.
A lot to be proud of, and it all happened so fast, like it's hard to appreciate in the moment.
That is Iowa native and Indiana Fever star, and now Time's 2024 Athlete of the Year, Caitlin Clark, looking back at a whirlwind year.
What initially seemed like a simple comment about Caitlin Clark quickly spiraled into a firestorm. What started as a routine remark soon ignited intense speculation, with many questioning if it was a subtle jab at one of Clark's teammates or a sign of looming changes within the Indiana Fever organization. The buzz spread rapidly, forcing players and coaches to step up and address the situation in public. Just when it seemed like the storm was starting to calm down, Sheryl Swoopes stepped into the mix, adding another layer of drama.
Are the bees that are being dramatic about Caitlin Clark? That's all I see. They try so long to get respect for women's basketball, and then they treat it like a junior high school girl's locker room. Junior high school girl antics.
Sheryl Swoopes, known for her no-nonsense approach, didn't hold back when she shared her thoughts on Caitlin Clark's impact on the Indiana Fever. During a candid interview, Swoopes expressed that she had strong feelings about how Clark's presence was reshaping the team and the broader landscape of the WNBA. Her comments sparked a range of reactions. Some saw them as a sign of support for the new generation of players, while others interpreted them as subtly critical.
Time magazine recognizes the monster impact Clark had on basketball, saying good luck naming another athlete who altered the trajectory of their entire team sport within 5 months on the job.
Suggesting that Clark's rising influence might be overshadowing veterans or altering the game's dynamics. The situation quickly gained traction on social media, with fans passionately debating Swoopes' perspective. Some felt she was advocating for the evolution of the league, while others believed her comments carried an undertone of concern about how the game was changing. Regardless, it was clear that the conversation about Clark's effect on the Fever and the league was far from over, sparking a lively discussion about generational shifts, respect, and the evolving nature of women's basketball. At the end of the day, this situation really puts a spotlight on the pressure Caitlin Clark and her teammates are facing. With the media keeping a close eye on every move, word, and reaction, it's clear that anything can blow up into something much bigger. But
a lot of people say that Caitlin Clark moves the needle. That is wrong. She is the needle. She dictates.
Will this give the Fever the fuel they need to rise even higher, or will it just be a distraction they don't need? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Caitlin Clark is no stranger to the spotlight, but this time, she didn't just dominate the court, she made a move so powerful, so game-changing, that it left WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes in a position no one saw coming. What exactly did Clark do? And why did Swoopes have no choice but to step in? Buckle up, because this one is about to get wild. Caitlin Clark has been rewriting the rulebook in the WNBA, continually pushing the boundaries of what's possible in women's basketball. From record-breaking performances to propelling the Indiana Fever's franchise to new heights, she's rapidly becoming a household name. But her latest power play wasn't just another addition to her highlight reel. It was a move that sent shockwaves throughout the entire league. Whether it was a jaw-dropping triple-double.
I think Caitlin, she moves because she knows people follow her no matter where she goes, and she's very strategic about dictating where her value is.
A game-winning clutch shot or a bold, confident declaration about her pivotal role in the Fever's success. Clark made a statement that left everyone, including WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes, with no choice but to step in and respond. For Swoopes, a key figure in shaping the league's early years, this moment wasn't just about appreciating Clark's undeniable talent. It was a call to address the changing landscape of the WNBA. Clark's rise to dominance represents not just individual achievement, but also a shift in the dynamics of the league, with a new wave of players like her challenging the status quo. Swoopes, having built the foundation for the league's success, was now being forced to reckon with a new generation of players who were redefining how the game was played and how it was perceived. This wasn't simply about one game or one moment. It was a broader conversation about the evolving role of the media, fans, and the league itself in shaping what success looks like in the modern WNBA. As Clark's star continues to rise, it prompts us to question, what does it mean for the league when a player like her, just a rookie, is already making such a monumental impact? How does that shift the power dynamics, not just for her team, but for the entire league? And more importantly, how does it force those who came before her, like Swoopes, to reconsider their place in this new era?
Clark's performance wasn't just on the court. It was a catalyst for a larger ongoing discussion about the future of women's basketball.
And in this moment, the tension between Clark's new wave dominance and the established legacy of players like Swoopes couldn't be clearer. This isn't just a passing phase. It's a shift in how the WNBA is evolving and how it will be remembered. The question is, how will the league continue to grow, and what role will the past and present play in shaping that future? But after this latest move, Sheryl Swoopes knew she had no choice but to speak up. In a revealing interview, she didn't just acknowledge Caitlin Clark's undeniable talent, she dissected the entire situation. While she admitted that Clark's skill set was exceptional,
she raised some thought-provoking questions about how the league and media are elevating her in a way that might be unprecedented for a rookie.
Swoopes pointed out the stark contrast between the current coverage of Clark and how past legends, herself included, were treated at the start of their careers. Was this a genuine admiration for the new wave of talent? Or was there an undercurrent of frustration about how quickly Clark has risen to prominence and taken the spotlight? Swoopes' response wasn't just a critique, it was a statement about how the game has evolved, and how that evolution is sometimes difficult for veterans to swallow. In her view, Clark's rapid rise challenges the norms of the WNBA, especially in how the media and fans are positioning her as the future of the league with such a massive spotlight on her so soon. The conversation ignited a firestorm of debate across social media, with fans, analysts, and even former players weighing in. On one hand, there were those who supported Swoopes, seeing her comments as a defense of the league's history and the foundational players who paved the way. On the other hand, there were those who saw Clark's success as a natural progression, a sign that the WNBA was finally getting the attention it deserved, and Clark was simply the face of that new era. The question on everyone's mind now is, how will this alter the dynamics of the league moving forward? Will we see a smoother transition of power from the league's legends to the new generation? Or will the tension between eras continue to bubble up, creating divides in the WNBA? It's clear that Clark is not just changing the game with her skills, but with her presence. She's stirring up a debate about what legacy, media attention, and respect in women's sports should look like in 2025. Swoopes' words didn't just fade into the background. They ignited a much larger conversation about the state of the WNBA. Is Caitlin Clark truly revolutionizing the league? Or is her rapid rise simply a reflection of the changing landscape of women's basketball? Some believe Clark's meteoric ascent is a sign of the game evolving in exciting new ways, forcing even the most established figures, like Swoopes, to acknowledge her dominance. But for others, there's a deeper, more complex tension brewing beneath the surface. As the league continues to evolve, the question remains, is this moment a symbolic passing of the torch to a new generation of stars, with Clark leading the charge? Or is it a clash between different basketball eras, one defined by legends like Swoopes, and the other by a new wave of talent carving out their own legacies? Analysts and fans alike are torn. Some view it as a natural progression, a necessary shift for the WNBA to grow and gain mainstream recognition. They see Clark as the face of this future, a player who represents everything the league needs to reach new heights. Others argue that there's more at stake here, a question of respect, legacy, and whether the transition from old guard to new guard is truly being embraced, or whether it's creating a divide that could shape the league's future in unexpected ways. This debate isn't just about basketball, it's about the shifting dynamics of how we perceive greatness and the challenges of respecting the past while making room for the future. Will Clark's rise be seen as a celebration of progress, or will it leave behind a trail of unresolved tensions between generations of players? Only time will tell, but one thing is clear: the conversation has only just begun. Look at Caitlin Clark's highlight reel. Each play more jaw-dropping than the last. From deep threes that defy logic to clutch performances in the most critical moments. Fans can't help but watch in awe as she continues to break records and redefine what's possible on the court. Her ability to perform under pressure, combined with her fearless attitude, has turned her into a household name, and the spotlight shines brighter with every game. Now take a step back and look at Sheryl Swoopes' legendary career. Swoopes was the face of the WNBA in its early years, dominating both ends of the floor with her athleticism, defensive prowess, and all-around scoring ability. She helped lay the foundation for the league, cementing her legacy as one of the greatest players to ever step onto a basketball court. Each era has its unique flair, its own defining characteristics, and Swoopes was the epitome of excellence in hers. But now, there's an undeniable shift. The game is changing. The way players like Caitlin Clark approach the game, the style, the pace, and the level of visibility women's basketball is receiving. It's all evolving. Clark's rise marks a turning point for the WNBA. She's not just adapting to the changing landscape, she's leading it. With her dynamic playmaking and unmatched scoring ability, she's become a symbol of the league's future, a future where new stars will continue to shape the game. Caitlin Clark's presence in the WNBA isn't just about her skills on the court. It's about legacy, influence, and how the league is evolving around her. From her breathtaking performances to her undeniable impact off the court, she's shifting the very foundation of women's basketball. And if she's got legends like Sheryl Swoopes reevaluating the game, you know she's doing something right. What's your take on this saga? Is it a passing of the torch or a clash of eras? Drop your thoughts below. Let's talk about the future of the WNBA.